Hello everyone, welcome to the Fantasy Football Pros channel. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Please like and subscribe to the video. I try to give you guys weekly updates, and let's get into it. Alright, so we just passed trading season. Tuesday was the deadline for trades, and a lot was done in the NFL. Starting with Amari Cooper going to the Cowboys, Golden Tate going to the Eagles, Demaryius Thomas going to the Texans, and Clinton Dix going to the Redskins. There were also some other minor trades like Ty Montgomery to the Ravens, and now we'll get into the deadline winners and losers. So with all the trades that were done, some players will now have more of an opportunity for play time and targets and stuff like that. And other players will lose their starting position or may not get the same amount of targets / carries. So we'll start with Courtland Sutton. Now, Sutton has proved that he is a very skilled wide receiver, and now he's going to move into wide receiver number 2 after Emmanuel Sanders in Denver. And I expect big out of Sutton. He's going to be he's going to show a lot in Denver. You know, he's going to get a lot of play time. He's going to get a lot of attention from Case Keenum. And next one would be Marvin Jones Jr. And he was affected by the Golden Tate trade because now he's probably going to be the number 1 wide receiver in Detroit next to Kenny Golladay. They'll both get a lot of attention, but definitely Marvin Jones will get more attention, but Kenny Golladay will also get more attention than what he did before. And lastly, we have Alshon Jeffrey, who didn't really get better from what he was before. His stock probably went down because now Golden Tate will be wide receiver 1 in Philly, and now bump down Alshon Jeffrey to wide receiver 2. And they'll probably still leave Nelson Aguilar in the slot, but I still expect Jeffrey to get, a handful of receptions, but I don't see him being as productive as he was before. Now we have the free agent fines. So I'm going to start with Courtland Sutton. And I'm going to show you a clip that he had before. And this was an amazing touchdown catch that he had. And it wasn't a great pass.
Diving catch for the touchdown to Sutton. What a play.
I mean, it was an amazing catch, and he hasn't had a lot of time to prove himself to be that good of a wide receiver, but now he's going to have a lot of those type of plays. And next to Emmanuel Sanders, who has also benefited from the trade, Sutton will get more targets and play time than he did before. He has shown a lot of skill with a tiny bit of time, so he should be productive. Now we have Danny Amendola and Devontae Parker. With Albert Wilson on the IR and Kenny Stills out again, Amendola and Parker will both be on the field a lot in Miami. And with Osweiler starting again, he tends to throw in the slot, and that is right where Amendola will be sitting. Lastly, we have Aaron Jones. Jones hasn't really come back to what we saw last year. He started the season with a 2-game suspension, so he has had a slow start with not a lot of playing time. He does average 6.2 yards per carry, so now that Ty Montgomery is out of the picture, you may see a lot more from Aaron Jones. Now we have the Week 9 Boomers. So these are the players that I expect to have a breakout week in Week 9. And not necessarily a breakout week, but something that one of their better weeks of the season. So I'll start off with Cam Newton. Newton has been very good lately. Multiple passing touchdowns in his last 2 games and 1 rushing touchdown last game against the Ravens. In those past 2 games, he has rushed the football 17 times and has over 100 yards. He also hasn't thrown an interception since week 5. The Bucs allow the most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks on the road, so I expect Cam to be very good at home. Now I'll move on to Latavius Murray. And with Dalvin Cook questionable another week, Murray is set to have another great week. In the past 3 games that Cook is out, Murray has had at least 1 touchdown. The Lions have allowed the 2nd most rushing yards this season, and they average 5.5 yards per carry. Even if Cook starts, I still see Murray getting a healthy amount of snaps, Cook has been dealing with that injury, and even if he did play the game just like he did against the Rams, he only had 1 carry, and then the rest of the game was Latavius Murray. So we'll see what happens. But I still expect Latavius Murray, no matter what, to have a great game. Next, we'll move on to Cooper Kupp. He is officially healthy and ready to go. Even though Kupp is coming off an injury, I still expect him to get right back into it, just like he left off. Goff and Kupp have a lot of chemistry together. Goff tends to target Kupp a lot. The Saints defense averages 235.7 yards per game to opposing wide receivers, so I expect Kupp to take advantage of that and to have a great week even off the injury. Don't panic about Cooper Kupp if he starts out slow. Goff may be throwing more to Brandon Cooks at the beginning of the game, but I definitely expect Cooper Kupp to get a ton of attention and receptions and touchdowns. Alright, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll try to get you guys a video next week, and please like and subscribe to the video, and that's it. Thank you.